No.
The one thing I know is this: we can't stick with the status quo. We can't leave this up to the lobbyists and to the politicians in Washington, D.C., because the system we have today, Obamacare in its most current form, was written by the special interests for the special interests.
Jeb Bush earlier today in New Hampshire unveiling his health care reform plan. In it, the former Florida governor says he will promote innovation within the health care system, lower costs, and return power to the states to create their own individualized markets. But there are some similarities to Obamacare. To go more in depth, we're pleased to be joined by Republican strategist and the president of Go Big Media, Phillip Stutts, and also Skyping in the president of Tripp Scott Law Firm and former co-chairman of Jeb Bush for governor, Ed Pozzuoli. Ed, the press has dubbed this Jeb Care. Some critics say it has some similarities with the Affordable Care Act, particularly with the unpopular tax on some health premiums that are paid by employers. Will this mean trouble for Jeb?
No, and in fact, what this is true leadership from the conservative side, and this approach changes from a mandate that's down from Washington, kind of imposed downward from Washington, and then provides individual business owners tax credits, individuals with tax credits and incentives to ensure they get the type of insurance that they want, while protecting those from a high cost medical event, and allows for existing conditions to be portable. I think this is the conservative solution, JD.
It may be a public policy solution, but Phillip Stutts, earlier in this program, we chronicled how Jeb Care, basically center stage, was stolen by an event in New Hampshire yesterday, apparently a stunt involving a Bush campaign volunteer. Will Jeb ever catch a break as he tries to change focus in this thing and tries to be a serious public policy solution finder?
Well, we know Jeb is a very serious public policy person, probably the best one in his family. The problem is when you already hear Jeb Care, the optics of this are not great. You have Donald Trump out there pounding Jeb everywhere he goes. That's not helping Jeb right now, being the insider as opposed to the outsider. And then, finally, when you look at this plan, Jeb didn't announce a price tag on this today, which is going to give his critics even more fodder. I'm not saying whether they're well-founded or not. I'm just saying that's the optics of it. And the good news is Jeb's got a lot of money. Jeb can fight back. But the bad news is he's being defined pretty rapidly around the country right now, including in Iowa and New Hampshire, those key states.
Ed, I know you're itching to get in here again, but let me take a look and show the audience our latest CBS News poll, which has Jeb, well, having a tough time. Now tied for what? Tied for fifth place with Carly Fiorina, 6%. We all know that perception can outweigh policy. How does Jeb break the perception of having a candidacy on the decline?
Well, JD, you know, like in Florida, this was the most conservative leader that we've had ever in Florida. This was the most conservative governor in the country at the time. This is somebody who is going to bring out things like a health care plan, things like a tax plan, things like a 4% growth plan, a plan to reduce overhead and regulation from the government side. This is something that he did in Florida, and I think once that story is told, watch out, because this is a true, serious candidate that every Republican primary voter can visually see in the White House. Not just some, but every one of them.
Gentlemen, only about 30 seconds left. Wanted to get a quick take from both of you on the reports that Sheldon Adelson, the big Vegas magnate, will be endorsing Marco Rubio. How big is this for the Rubio candidacy? 15 seconds each. First to you, Phillip.
Yeah, I think it's mighty big. He's got to compete with big dollars. He didn't raise a lot in the last quarter. This is the big one for his candidacy.
Ed, your take on this?
Well, we'll wait and see confirmation, but if Marco can get some money behind him because he did poorly the last quarter, it would be a boost to his campaign, JD.
Yeah, Ted Cruz doubled the intake of money that Marco Rubio pulled in. Phillip Stutts, Ed Pozzuoli, you have our thanks. Up next, Congressman David Schweikert on the speaker race and on possible gun control.